Charlotte and Mikey here. We have Mr. Mike Cagle with Meals for Vets. Stay tuned.
That was quick. Ah.
Hey guys, and we're back. Cagle with Meals for Apparently that was so fast. So let me reintroduce. It's me and Mikey and Mr. Mike Cagle with Meals for Vets. So Mike, you know, I heard about Meals for Vets. I was here in Fredericksburg, Texas, just doing some shopping with a friend, and I ran into a gentleman, Tom, I think, and he was talking about Meals for Vets, but tell us a little bit about it.
Well, we're a very unique program, and there's not another program like ours in the United States. First, I'll tell you that right now. We started this program, our founder, Tom Woolley, started this program back in 2015 when he was visiting with a veteran service officer here in Fredericksburg, and found out they were veterans that were younger veterans who were not able to access a daily meal, a daily nutritious meal. So what he did was he partnered up with the local senior citizen center here and said, look, we've got some younger veterans that can't afford to eat. Will you take care of them? I'll foot the bill. Well, it went on from there to another county that found out what we were doing, and they asked if they could get on board. So obviously Tom, with the soft heart that he's got, said, okay, I'll help you out. It just started going from there, and it's grown from, in 2015, we're in 3 counties, we're in nearly 60 counties now. And it's a program that allows us to be able to partner with meal providers across the state of Texas in a memorandum of agreement. They say, look, we will agree to meet and feed your veterans, and we'll let you, we'll bill you at the end of the month, and then Meals for Vets will reimburse them. The reason we do it for veterans under the age of 60 is because of the Older Americans Act that President Johnson, y'all are too young to remember that, but
that's true,
enacted back in 1965, which gives federal funding to meal providers such as Meals on Wheels to those 60 and above. But it keeps the void, there's a hole there for anybody below 60, so they don't have access to those federal funds to be able to have a meal should they be struggling financially. So that's basically what we do in a nutshell. And since 2015, we have managed to serve over 153,000 meals to our veterans, and it's growing so fast. And it's not, we're glad that it's growing fast, but we're glad that we're being able to serve a need, especially with our veterans.
Absolutely. Mike, something I was going over some of the information and the reading material you guys have here in the office, and something that really reached out to me was your work with schools, with college campuses.
Absolutely.
I think that's a cool idea, because I remember those days of eating, one ramen noodle a day type of thing, when I was in college, and I think as an organization that can come together and legitimately, target those individuals who are, those veterans who are utilizing their GI benefit.
Yep.
But it's still, is it a great program? Absolutely. Is it enough? Not always.
No.
And something like you that come in can supplement that.
Absolutely.
Really, really helps. And I think that's just an interesting thing. Can you talk about a little bit of that?
What happened on that was there was a young lady who works for the Texas Veterans Commission who is actually one of their student liaisons. And we were in here talking in this very room about her college days and her struggles trying to get a decent meal while she was attending college because she couldn't afford to eat.
Sure.
So she would go to different organizations within the city that she was in, whether it be come and listen to our spiel and we'll give you a free steak dinner, whatever it may be, or hey, hire a delegation, whatever. And she would get her meals there on a daily basis, almost daily basis, in order to sustain.
Has a lot of like timeshare.
Oh, yeah. She was very knowledgeable about a lot of stuff. In fact, she probably got a master's degree in that, and she got her other stuff in Colorado.
Right.
That got me to thinking, and I talked to our founder, and he said, why don't you go check out some of the colleges and find out if this is really true. So that's what I did. I had a conference I had to go down to in the Rio Grande Valley. So while I was down there, I had to spend a week down there. So I went and checked out some of the universities and college campuses and technical schools. And sure enough, upon meeting with the veteran representatives in these campuses, they're saying, yeah, we got veterans here. A lot of our students.
Yeah, especially in the Rio Grande Valley.
We understand. And that's one of the lowest income areas in the state.
Yep.
Sure.
And so we talked. I spoke with a veteran representative on these campuses, and they said, yeah, there's a real need. We have students that have dropped out because they can't afford to eat, and you can't eat, you can't think. So I said, okay, what would the chances be of us partnering up with you to help feed our veterans while they're on campus? And he said, yeah, this is a great idea. So we got all the necessities taken care of, all the details and everything else, and started off at the Texas State Technical College and the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley down in Brownsville. And word started spreading. And we were starting to get phone calls, and you'll notice this board back here.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
all the campuses.
Oh, yeah.
We've,
It's all
been in
right
contact.
here.
Now you're seeing the 9 campuses we have right now that are operational, and we're going to have 5 more campuses operational from the 1st of January. So we're going to be gaining, we'll be 14 or 15 campuses. And anyway, so we started contacting, the whole list right there of college campuses, universities, technical schools, and told them about our program. And some of them showed interest. Some of them said, we can't do it right now, or we need to get with our powers that be, you get with their powers that be, you know how that goes.
It's a bureaucracy.
Exactly.
Any college campus is a bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Now, are you working that through like the veteran offices with the VA?
Actually, we're working with the veteran administration, the hospitals, the clinics, the social workers, the veteran service officers. We've contacted every veteran service officer in the state of Texas to let them know about our program one way or the other.
And Texas has a lot of VSOs.
254 counties, but I think there's 240 VSOs.
Yeah.
Some of them cover multiple counties. But the program has been such a success. We get calls from veterans who say, man, number one, they're very humble people, but they're very proud people.
Absolutely.
So they don't want to reach out for help. We're basically a last resort for them. But once they find out we're not here to embarrass them or belittle them or give them a handout, we're there to give them a hand up. I know it's the phrase that everybody uses, but it's true.
It's absolutely true.
And,
Definitely true.
When they find out we're genuine and we really want to help them, and they start getting those meals provided to them, then when their part is over, when they don't need us anymore, they'll call us and say, man, I can't thank you enough. You have no idea how much this helped me, or you have no idea how much this helped me go through college. I was going to drop out, one of them said, and if it hadn't been for y'all, I'd have dropped out of college because I couldn't concentrate, because I couldn't eat.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, there's the structure of needs. That they always teach you about.
Yeah, your basic needs.
I learned it in college. There's a pyramid structure of needs, and the very first ones are, food.
Yes.
Is one of the very, very first
food and
things.
shelter.
Yeah, it's like on there, and I mean, the impact that a program like this has can be astronomical, especially for somebody in that academic setting.
Well, we even have, some of the students. I know one student that we had spoken to said that he actually lived in his car while he was attending college. Couldn't afford the dorm, but because of the Meals for Vets, at least he was allowed to have a decent meal while he was, at least one meal a day, a decent nutritional meal. So that made a big difference. And these stories, our marketing director can tell you some, and our development director, all of us can tell you stories about veterans that have been in dire straits.
Sure.
For sure.
And we were able to help them out.
So a couple things that I'd like to point out about your organization is it's not just a one and done meal. They're consistent.
Right. They are.
And then the fact that it's not geared towards homeless veterans. Can you expand a little bit more on those 2 points?
I can, and the reason it's not toward homeless veterans is because there's no place to deliver to them. Mm-hmm. Meals for Vets can provide meals anywhere in the state of Texas. If there is a veteran who is in a transitional home, we can take care of them. If they're going through the Endeavors program, to where they are getting housing, and they got housing but they have no food, then we can take care of them there. if they're a homeless veteran and we can get them to a place where they can have a congregate meal, in other words, go to their dining facility and eat, then we'll be able to work that. Unfortunately, we have several different delivery systems, but those systems will not allow us to deliver to a tent in the middle of the woods somewhere right now.
Sure.
Because if we do deliver the foods, if Meals on Wheels, for instance, delivers those foods, they're hot, they're fresh, they have to be delivered to them. And if they can't be located, if they're transient, we can't take care of them.
Drones, Mike.
Well,
drones, right? Just drone drop.
We were thinking about
like
that,
a supply drop, man.
But it's sort of like those pizza delivery vehicles with the ovens in them.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if they accommodate something like that. That's something to think about. Absolutely.
The future.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
now,
speaking of the future, kind of where do you guys want to go?
Where we want to be, where I want to be, in my opinion, in the future, within 5 years, I want to be able to cover every county in the state of Texas, all 254 counties. Within 10 years, I want us to be nationwide and serving veterans across the United States.
I like that idea.
We started doing that when we first started the program, but due to certain types of funding, that restricts us to the state of Texas. We have some unrestricted funding, but it's not enough to be able to spread out right now.
So because you guys are grant funded,
yes,
through via donation and grants, and it's really crowdsourced.
Yes.
And I think it's just a cool idea, though, the fact that one guy's good deed has snowballed into this organization that has just helped out countless vets when it comes to just something so easy.
153,000 meals.
And it's something that's so obvious. We give food to people, and those of you out there watching this, you got to remember, this isn't the elderly, this isn't the homeless, this is us. This is the average, everyday, 22-year-old all the way up to 59-year-old that just might not have a good meal in his house. That's what you guys do.
And we have an addition to that also. Let's say that you are 60 years of age or older. A lot of the federal programs that take care of Meals on Wheels, they only partially fund these Meals on Wheels programs. So sometimes what happens is veterans will get placed on a wait list because there's not enough funding to take care of them. Well, we take exception to that. So what we do is we'll notify that meal provider, or if that veteran contacts us, say, look, I'm on a wait list here, but I'm over 60 years old. Then we take exception on that, and we will take care of that veteran. We'll contact that meal provider and say, look, we've got a veteran that's on a wait list with y'all. We want to take him off that wait list.
Sure.
Until you can provide the funding for him. So just because you're over the age of 60 doesn't mean that you're not totally left out in the dark, because you can be funded through the federal program, but if you're on a wait list, we're not going to make you wait. We're going to make sure you're taken care of.
So a veteran in need is going to get taken care of regardless of situation.
Absolutely.
Or age.
Age.
Yeah.
And we have a vast amount of resources that we use also. If we've got a veteran that doesn't necessarily need our services but needs something else, then we get them towards those resources that they need. We get those referrals to them and make sure they get it as quickly as possible also.
Nice. So Mike, how do people get a hold of you guys?
You can call us at, first of all, we're located in Fredericksburg, Texas, beautiful downtown wine country. And we can be reached at 830-992-3375. We can also be reached at honorveteransnow.org. Sorry about that. Or mealsforvets.org.
And we're tagging, we have them tagged in the description as well, so check them out there.
Yes. I'm very proud to work for this organization. Our founder, Tom, is... If you get a chance to meet him, he may be in this afternoon or earlier here in a few minutes. He started this program because he's actually a career war veteran himself.
Okay.
And he remembers what it's like to go through college and living in somebody's bedroom or one room out in a house.
Yeah.
And he remembers what it's like also, and his opportunity to be able to serve.
I struggled going through in my 30s. I can't imagine how the average 21-year-old kid just got out.
I know.
I have a family at home, and I own a home and everything.
But what's so outstanding about that, though, is you've got a veteran that's been through multiple deployments. He has served his country honorably and proudly. He gets out into the civilian world, and a lot of civilian jobs just don't fit the military. And you're confused.
Why do you think I work at Grunsville?
Right? Yeah. There's a reason why we work here. So, well, and I remember after my second tour, went through a divorce, significantly reduced my income. I was working 4 jobs just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And still was getting my electricity shut off and all kinds of stuff. So I wish I would have known about Meals for Vets. You guys might not have been, I don't think you guys were started then, but I mean, that would have been amazing to
I wish I'd have known about it a few months ago. I was about to go to the food bank myself.
Well, I'm one of those people that did not know anything about the Older Americans Act either when I first joined up with Tom.
Sure.
And he started talking, I said, what the heck is that? And he said, this is what it is. And I said, oh man, no wonder. And he said, that's why I started all this, because I had no idea myself. So when he got and he's a very humble man, very humble man, but he's also very proud to be able to help the veterans out, because Tom is the kind of guy, he's an inventor, okay? And he invented, for those of you who don't know, about 20 years ago, he invented a ground penetrating mine detection system.
Tell us about this.
And over the years, that system has helped save hundreds of thousands of soldiers, Marines.
Probably just those two.
And we're going to be doing we're going to be doing a complete different. We're going to be sitting down with Tom and doing an interview just with him, because he's got some other things in the works and whatnot.
Story's wild.
Yeah, it's really cool. So watch out for that as well. And yeah, I mean, the things that you guys do it's really phenomenal for the community, because again, to reiterate, it's not 16 over, it's not the older veterans, it's veterans like all of us in this room that are, go through all those struggles, transitioning and everything else, and it's a consistent meal until you don't need it anymore.
It's true.
And that's the nice thing about it. We're not going to stop them at a certain point. Until they don't need us anymore, they can use our services.
I do have a question as far as like dietary restrictions and things like that.
Glad you said that.
Let's say you have like a guy who's got a peanut allergy or celiac disease, who's got to be gluten free or whatever. Or maybe he's just a weirdo and he went vegan. I don't know.
I'm a steak and tater guy myself.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Nothing beats a good medium rare.
That's right.
Rare to mid rare steak. But how do you guys deal with dietary restrictions?
I'm glad you asked that, because I had forgotten to mention that. Like I was telling you earlier, if we have a veteran who is outside of a meal provider area, in other words, if they don't reach out to where that veteran lives, if he lives out in the middle in the boonies somewhere, Meals for Wheels can't get to them, we have a national meal provider called Mom's Meals, and they're stationed, I believe it's out of Iowa. And by the way, it's my sidekick over there, Sandy. She
doesn't want to be on camera. She's providing I think she's actually in charge around here.
She really is. She just doesn't know it yet.
She doesn't want to be here.
But anyway, Mom's Meals provides dietary restricted foods, so we're able to ship anywhere in the state of Texas through this national meal providing company. Whether it's dietary restrictions for heart problems, renal problems, if you're diabetes,
sure,
whatever it may be. So even if the veteran is in an area where Meals on Wheels is in their area and they're able to provide, if they can't use that, then we will send Mom's Meals to them. And it's all fresh food. There's no preservatives. It's all freshly homemade stuff.
Is this by the meal, or is it like you get like a box of produce, or
no,
it's make your own meals?
Actually, a fully cooked, prepared meal.
Okay.
The nice thing about this program, that portion of the program, is there's a menu that the veteran can go by and order what they want.
Oh, nice.
So as long as it's on that menu,
man, I'm just gonna sit there and
eat
it in front of my kids.
And here's one thing we do.
You get cereal, Dad gets a hot meal.
Dad's eating steak and potatoes tonight, kids. Get out of here.
The nice thing about that program is, and these people have been so kind to us. They were so impressed with the way we do things and what we're doing for our veterans. We actually had one of the one of the representatives from Mom's Meals show up and said, look, we like what you're doing. We understand that sometimes there are veterans in emergency situations. They need something now. If you ever get something like that, call us, and we will ship overnight to that veteran and will not charge you a dime.
That's awesome.
Until we can get you started. So that's how much they
really
appreciate
great.
what we do.
There's a lot of good places out there, man. A lot of good places, a lot of good people out there. Especially when it comes to the helping of veterans. It's awe inspiring. It really is.
It really is.
You know, some of these stories and some of these organizations, and you guys that pay attention to American Grit Live, you guys see it every week as we do on Thursdays, like we are today. You know, we highlight these great organizations that we always talk about building the toolbox and all that, and then building the mechanic. But you guys, you're feeding the mechanic, which is even more important. You know, like it's a basic need and function.
Absolutely.
That everybody's always like. Anybody in this room will tell you that. When Tons of Fun here gets hungry, I don't function, right? Like, part of the reason Rob stopped and got his food on the way
I
here.
get very short
I mean,
I get hangry, man. Absolutely.
It's not just you. They've seen me too.
Yeah,
They're like,
Charlotte without coffee is
her.
like me without food. You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of without food, some of the we've had some of the veterans ask us, well, how do we know what we're getting? I said, well, I'll tell you how you know what you're getting, because especially in Mom's Meals, they will actually send us a huge box of food, the sample food that they actually are going to disperse to the veterans through that menu. And we actually get to taste to make sure that what the veterans are eating is quality
so you guys
food.
stay well fed.
Make sure they're not getting. Make sure they're not getting like the ham and cheese omelet MRE and stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
No chicken allocation.
See, I'm a C-ration kind of guy. So
okay.
Back in those days.
Times have changed a bit since then, man.
Just a little bit. But our organization, especially with the colleges, I mean, we're so proud of that. And I mean that in a good way, because these veterans that go out and have served their country, and all they want to do is get a better education so they can take care of their family and get a better job.
Sure.
And to be able to know that we're able to help them do that just is phenomenal to us. It's really kicking off good, and we're growing so fast with our colleges. It's just hard to keep up with it. But
I was going to say on your board, you guys might not be able to see it, but it says in January you served 2,655 meals, and as of September you served 4,579 meals.
that's just that month. That's how much it's grown. Yes,
It's almost double in 9 months, and you don't have your numbers for October and November.
No, but I know somebody who just walked in the door. That is a
have those
numbers. All right.
Talking about
our late arrival, everybody.
Introduce her, please.
Hope, I want you to come over here and have a seat.
Come on in and have a seat.
This is Hope Ware. She's our veteran support coordinator.
November,
and without her,
that's all right.
I will tell you, without Hope right now, it would be so difficult to do this job, because she is the one that maintains contact with the veterans, make sure the veteran gets with the right meal provider, make sure that the veteran is fed, and make sure that things run smoothly with that veteran.
Sure.
She has more contact with the veteran than any of us in here do for the most part.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, Hope, thank you so much for joining us. From your perspective, can you tell us about Meals for Vets?
Well, like he said, mainly I'm the one that starts with the veteran and first contact. And if we don't have a place contract with a meal provider already, then I go and talk to the meal provider too to see what their needs are. And I get the paperwork and everything from them, and get back with them if I have to. We do a phone intake, even if a meal provider, let's say, or Texas Workforce Commission Veteran Division representative sends me everything, we still contact that veteran, so we can get to know them a little bit, and they know there's somebody it's real behind this. And a lot of times they get it mixed up, because we use Mom's Meals too if they're looking for a job, because Meals on Wheels, you need to be there most of the time every day.
Sure.
And that's not our group a lot. We have a few that are in their late 50s on fixed income, and that's pretty much what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But when they're looking for a job, then they're going to be out and about, hopefully. And
hopefully.
So, right, that's the intention. And so we go ahead and use Mom's Meals with that, and just kind of be in touch with them too.
So, Hope, let me run you through a scenario. I'm a 32-year-old, single guy, veteran, and I'm interested in the program. Can you walk me through the exact process that I would have to do in order to take advantage of this program?
Okay, first of all, I would ask you what your age was. You say you're 32, so that fits our criteria.
No, I'm not 32, but...
Well,
this is hypothetical.
I just wish she was 32.
Yes, as a veteran. Yeah. And I always ask, have you served at least actively for 180 days, which is approximately 6 months.
Sure.
So we just kind of go from the next step, and basically what your income is, monthly income approximately, because we do have an income limit.
Okay.
We go by the HUD chart, 60% of the area median income. And so I have that chart for each county or metro area too. So I looked that up, and you could let me know. I also had asked, do you have a DD-214? And a few of them don't. But if they're getting VA disability, of course, if they're getting VA disability, they've already had it, but they could have lost it.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
we tried
Things
to use
happen,
other, you know,
Especially at a certain, like nowadays they're available electronically, but back a few years ago they weren't.
Back in my day.
You can kind of get them on e-benefits.
Yeah.
I haven't really heard a whole lot. Mostly you have to go through the National Archives.
Yeah, yeah.
And that takes 2 to 4
Or your headquarters element or whatever it is. Yeah.
Right. Hopefully they've told you when you PS'd out that you can take it down to the county you're going to live in, and they'll file it for free, and you can get a copy of it for free. But nobody does that.
There you go. Little tip right there.
Just a little tip.
Go to
Just
You're
your
about to get out.
at your county. Of course, if you're
Go to
in
your
Harris
county
County
courthouse.
or Dallas County or Bexar County, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Particularly
No,
because
it's pretty
a lot.
easy though. Still,
Not
I
too bad.
mean,
I just
sure, there might be
I
some
scanned
days
it.
that you have to wait, but it's still too easy to file it with the county.
I just scanned mine. I have it electronically. It's like, in my Dropbox, and stuff. So it's
Yes,
there,
but see,
yeah.
we're dealing with a lot out in the rural areas, and
Sure.
they may have a smartphone. A lot of them are even challenged on that, but they don't have a printer. They don't have a scanner. They're challenged.
There's an app for that.
Yes.
There's a scanning app.
Some of them just are. I mean,
Yeah,
it has some,
sure.
Now the college students, man, they're right on it.
Sure, absolutely.
And that's, so we need their income, the proof of their income, their bank statement now, their application. So I send the application email if they have a way. A lot of them are like, hey, I can go to the library and get it printed out. But I always ask them, do you have a place to print them out? Do you have a place to scan it back?
Now, what are the restrictions as far as income? What are the income restrictions for getting the program?
Well, it depends on the county or the metro area. We have a chart.
Okay.
So the lowest income limit we have is around the Valley in El Paso. It's $2,055 for one single vet. If you're married or have kids, it goes up. So that's good.
Okay.
About approximately $300 per person ish. The highest is really Kendall County. We thought it was Travis County. That's over $3,000.
So knowing what I know about Texas and the GI Bill, and even at the 100%, if you are a student on the GI Bill, your income would not be enough, as in to do the Montgomery GI Bill, at the E5 100%. It sounds like it would still, a majority of them would fall below
Post 9/11.
enough
Right.
to
Post
your
9/11
to your
gets a little
rate.
bit more.
Yeah,
Some of them
mine.
that are 100%, and then they get the we call BAH, the basic housing allowance for housing. They get that, and if they get VA disability.
Oh, right, but I'm talking about just
Together.
the 9/11. Yeah.
No, my son was on that, and it was like,
Yeah,
okay, I got
it's-
this, and then, but you don't get paid in December unless you're doing a mini-mester.
It's true.
And
Right.
so I take it, instead of dividing it monthly by 3.5 months if they're really going to school, I divide it by 4.5 because you're not going to get paid again
For that full
till the next January. And so that, waters it down quite a bit.
Sure.
But they have different ones. They can do work study, which isn't a lot, 75 hours a semester. But we get all of that, A lot of them said, oh, wait, I have VA, that's not income. I said, well, it's spendable. It's benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's spendable.
It's not taxable, but
Not
it's
taxable,
it is
but
still,
it's spendable.
Yeah.
Just like your BAH.
Yeah.
Was that the BAH isn't taxable either.
No.
So,
No.
or your Pell Grant or anything like that. So, go along those lines.
But we also get veterans that actually are surviving only off of their VA benefits. That's it.
Sure.
Right.
Because they're unemployable, or they have something that has caused them to where they have lost their job, or whatever it may be. And we were talking with one, I was just yesterday with one who, look, man, all I get's like $1,063 a month or something like that, and I can't work anymore. But I'm not 100% disabled because they won't rate me. Things like that. So there's so many variables when it comes to the income portion of it, and hope
Especially
is
schools, college.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts, and we had mentioned it before. It's really about providing that basic need of food.
That's right.
And the end goal is to make sure that the veteran's taken care of.
Right.
And they can't take care of themselves or their family or any of their responsibilities if they're hungry.
That's right.
And because I know I am worthless when I'm hungry.
yeah.
I am so worthless, and what you guys are doing is awesome. I'm kind of blown away by the whole idea and the concept. I just really like the idea, the fact that it just came down, it just the way it snowballed. Just one guy said, "Hey, I'm going to do something good for somebody, and it just blew up.
And
into
even
what
the
you guys
school
had.
program.
Yeah.
Even the school program.
Man, I wish I'd have
she
known
was
that.
going
I'm
to
telling
school
you, I
and
ate so much top
she
ramen.
had to do it herself.
I have like top ramen and peanut butter. I'm going, oh,
Yeah.
dude, that just sounds nasty.
Dude, so much. I ate so much of that.
Like, where's your
But that's
veggies?
what it is on the college. When I toured
Yeah.
those campuses, they said, "Yeah, we've got food pantry." Oh, well, can I take a look at your food pantry? Just what she said: top ramen and Nutri-Bars and water.
Because that's
I
all
mean,
anybody wants to donate too.
Yeah, that's true.
They
said
hardly
they're
ever
struggling.
donate the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the expensive stuff.
Or they get so cheap. No offense to anybody, but they get so cheap. You know, whenever you donate food to the food pantries or whatever, it's always expired cans of stuff.
Like
Sure.
peas,
Yeah.
canned peas.
Oh, I've
yeah.
taken
Who wants to
veterans.
eat tons of canned peas?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I've taken veterans to some of the food pantries up around, northern counties. I won't mention any by name, but it's just like, this is awful. Some of the stuff is,
Yeah.
and then otherwise it's not too bad. I know one had deer meat. The one in Blanco is really good. You just go shopping. You have a little cart, and you have it, and they're just shoveling. So, you sure you don't want this? And I'm not even the veteran. I'm getting it for him because he doesn't have a vehicle.
Sure.
But they know me, so they're just, we can take this. And that was just, it just varies. I've had some say, the stuff we go get is moldy and out of date. And why would you even do that?
Yeah.
We told that when I was working with another agency, we'd had a sign up. If it's too good for you, if it's not good enough for you to eat, why do you think it's good enough for our veterans?
Yeah.
Exactly. Or anybody else.
Anybody.
Anybody.
Yeah, anybody.
You know,
But that's what we were at a
And
veterans
it's going to
center.
mostly
when
go
we
to
wrote that.
kids, if they have a family. You know
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even our food, we don't, that's their business. But good and well, they're giving it to their kids.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
we have some of those stories. We get a mission, they go online and they get help. And they put in some information and then they kind of tell the story.
Mm-hmm.
And then we contact them. That's not an application. We contact them. We are in the middle of, Sandy is our whiz, getting the application online.
Still doesn't want to be on camera.
Okay.
No. Even though she's adorable. So a lot of different drop downs, a lot of different questions, that we have because they make zero income. Well, how are they paying for housing? Well, most of them have HUD bash,
Sure.
Sure. And
or some kind of government benefit of
Right,
some sort.
right.
Sure.
Right.
We
Okay.
have a lot from El Paso, like 30, 35.
Yeah, well,
From
that's
one
our
Texas-
largest population. isn't it?
Yeah, one from the, it's called the Texas Leadership Program. It's part of the Texas Workforce Commission.
Great.
And he is just awesome. John Gomez, just,
So I know this is kind of a Texas-centric organization, everybody out there in Internetville, but hopefully that's going to be changing.
We are definitely.
Yeah, 5 to 10 years. They're hoping to get it
It's patient.
national. Yeah.
What
We
we
have other
need,
states
folks,
following
is
that.
we need corporate sponsorship. We need somebody that's going to sustain us to where we can spread out nationwide.
Yeah.
Because we know for a fact, after trying it, that there's veterans all over the United States.
Yeah.
yeah, we
Now,
have
Texas
to call.
alone is over
You
a
know.
million veterans with
It's a-
approximately 10,000 going.
It's a
hungry.
core need, absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, we want to thank you so
Thank
much
you.
Yeah,
for coming on the
seriously.
show.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate you taking the time to tell us about your organization and get the word out. And those of you out there, smash that share button. Get the word out.
So, just to reiterate one last time,
Companies, give them money.
mealsforvets.org and honorvetsnow.org.
Honor
are-
veterans now.
honorveteransnow.org
That's
and
the
mealsforvets.org
Correct.
is how you can find out more information, donate, start the application process, or at least reach out, start asking
Right.
questions. So, truly amazing organization. So happy that we were able to kind of come out here to Fredericksburg. Is there any last thing you guys would like to say about your organization to kind of wrap up the show?
Well, one thing I do want to say is, a lot of nonprofit organizations, and I don't mean to disrespect any of them, have a large overhead where we don't. The vast majority of our money goes to the program and not operating costs, and that way we know we're going to make sure our veterans are taken care of.
Sure.
We're not all pomp and circumstance here. We're serious about what we do, and we want to help our veterans.
Well, that's awesome. It's good to hear.
Awesome.
There's not very many organizations like that out there anymore.
No, there's not.
And we appreciate it. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For having us
Thank
on here.
you.
So I guess for Charlotte and I,
That's about it for today.
that's a good Thursday show, everybody. Tune in on Monday when we get to give you the rundown on the news cycle of craziness. And
who knows what we're going to talk about?
who knows? Who knows? It's always something weird.
It is. We've had some really interesting stuff lately.
But we'll see you guys Monday at 11. Y'all have a great weekend. Later.